Welcome to another edition of Drinking with the Stars, presented by AMC Supper Suites. I'm Sharon Waxman, the editor of The Wrap, and I'm thrilled today to welcome Kevin Costner at the Toronto International Film Festival with his new film, Black and White. You star in the film, but you also produced this film.
Right.
Which screened last night for the first time to a really warm reception from the audience, including from me. I thought it was a very brave film because it takes on issues of race in our society in a way that reflects, I think, where we are today. We're not dealing with racial issues exactly the way we were in the post-civil rights era or in the post-high crime era. It's a different period of time. We have a black president, and yet we have riots in the streets in Ferguson, and we have young black men being shot, and this issue is out there on the table in this film in a way that I think is really raw and presents it in all its complexities. So why did you want to take on what is sure to be controversial for some people?
Yeah, well, you know, part of my problem is I don't see the controversy. I just see a story that I think is of its time, that reflects our time. It's a modern look at where we're at. You know, so many children these days are products of biracial marriages. It's just a fact of life. It's, you know,
our president,
some people don't want to acknowledge it, but it's just a fact of life what we're going through. And I don't know what I'm going to fall in love with when it comes to making movies. You know, it could be a Western, right? It could be, you know, something like JFK. It could be a comedy, like, you know, it could be something like Bull Durham. But one thing for me is it doesn't really matter what it is if I fall in love with it. And I found this story, and it did deal with the notions of racism. But I saw it as working perfectly for audiences. I thought it worked perfectly for me, given my body of work, that this is what I should be making right now at this moment. I can't deny it. It's just a great screenplay. It's a great American screenplay. And that subject that seems to be so delicate that people are dancing around, that we don't quite know how to get around it. Mike Binder, who's the writer-director, who I think just wrote a great American screenplay, he kind of has set the table for how we can have this conversation, which is, okay, maybe the reason we don't like each other is not because you're black or white. Maybe it's because I just don't like you. Now, if I can move on to my second or third thought, right, and if I reveal myself to be a racist there, maybe that is who I am. But what happens is people aren't able to get past their first, you know, they can get past their first thought. And it was genius how he wrote it, and where it came up in a courtroom when a man was fighting for his granddaughter's life, so to speak.